Hey everybody, this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, I'm Dr. John Dakener. I'm going to host the show with no other patients today. I love when my patients tell their stories, but today I want to just spend some special time with you about some perspectives of life. So stay tuned if you can. Each 7-minute segment will talk about a little bit of a different topic. I want to encourage you. I want to bolster your strength because all of us get torn by the storms of Florida and politics, and there's a lot of stress in the world. I want you to overcome it. So stay tuned. Let me do my best as a local chiropractor to encourage you. Thank you. Hi everybody, I'm Dr. John Dakenhart. I've sponsored or hosted these shows for probably 30 years now. Today's show, I just like every now and then to just sort of share from my heart. I'm in practice 44 years. I started these shows because I think many people, to this day still, are afraid of chiropractors or don't know what we do. And I respect that. A medical doctor tells me how he won't refer to anybody else because these other chiropractors hurt people. Because I used to wonder years ago, why don't doctors refer more, but if they do and they get hurt by it, the patient's going to say, what'd you send me to that chiropractor for? But let me share, if I can, just a non-chiropractic message, but something that, when you're here 44 years, thousands of patients, and I love coming to work. I still thank God every day I come here. Here's what I hear a lot every day, especially now with the election coming up. People are full of fear, anxiety, even anger. And they'll come to me, and the young ones especially, the 30-year-olds will say stuff like, I feel so anxious, I am depressed, I don't know how to get out of it, and the meds don't help me, I go to therapy, they don't help me, and all I can say from my heart, I'm going to share a little true story, and it's a small issue, but we have choices in our minds to either choose to overcome whatever hassles are in your life, or to choose to be broken by those hassles. So here's a true little story. Probably 30 years ago, I used to go to St. Joe's Hospital to radiology. My patient was in a car accident. I would go there to look at their x-rays rather than taking my own x-rays here, just to give the patient less radiation. So when I would go there, so often you walk in and there was always about 7, 8 doctors. And it was funny. They would giggle, they would smirk, and they would even say things like, look at this quack. Why does this chiropractor come to our turf to look at their radiology as if he's a real doctor? And I just kept quiet. I wasn't going to confront them, but I was young. I think I was like 25 years old. And these are all 50, 60, even 70-year-old doctors. And I just took their mental abuse. So I looked at the patient's x-ray, wrote down some notations, came and told the patient what was going on. I felt like a whiplash injury. The one guy that was in charge of the radiology department, I remember, he was always the worst. He was always the heckler. So I got to know who he was and why he, whatever reason, he hated chiropractors. He felt we were quacks. 5 years later, his wife comes to me. I get a phone call, I should say. She says, Dr. John, I have migraines. You know my husband. But none of the physical therapy or none of the medication he's given me will help my migraines. So I want to see you. People say you can fix my neck, stop my migraines, but on one condition. He cannot find out that I'm seeing you. So I have to see you after hours. Now again, we have choices. My initial reaction was, wait, now this is the doctor who made fun of me for years. And now his wife wants my care, so I will never turn away my services for a patient. But I felt a little insulted that she wanted to come after hours. But my soft nature, what do I say to her? Sure, come on up after hours. So it took about 10 visits. Gentle little neck adjustments. Her story, she was a stomach sleeper, so she kept twisting her neck out of alignment all night long. Her weakness, she started stretching and cracking her own neck. The neurologist took x-rays and CAT scans of her brain. Her brain was fine. They never took the time to investigate her habits, her pattern of sleeping on her stomach. So I got her to stop sleeping on her stomach, stop twisting her neck, nice gentle adjustments, nothing scary. Her migraines of 22 years stopped totally. No pain medication after 10 gentle chiropractic adjustments. So I discharged her. Never said to her, it would have been nice if you would have came during my normal hours. You work all day, you're tired, you don't want to stay later. I said, Lord, this is for you. 5 more years passes. I get a letter in the newspaper, or in the mail. Dear Dr. John, I laughed at you and called you a quack 10 years ago. For 20, 30 times, my colleagues and I belittled you. You never responded. I've learned in sports, don't respond, because it only causes more of a reaction. But he said, I just found out. I was asking my wife, why did her migraines go away? Because now we travel the world. She flies and cruises, stuff she would never do before with her migraines. And when she finally confessed to me that you adjusted her, not only after he made fun of me, but especially after hours, he goes, I know you must have felt uneasy about it. So let's be transparent. I'm a human being. Part of me wanted to say to her, I graduated with honors from school. I know what I'm doing. Even though your husband ridiculed me, come during my hours. She probably would have never came. So I want you to do what I've done. Whatever problems you're going through, there is a great God that is in control. Let go. I had to let go of my ego and just help this beautiful woman who now is still traveling the world with no migraines. So people put you down. I don't care if you're black or Hispanic or Jewish or whatever it is. God is in control. Have that inner strength, that inner peace. You rise above the situation and let your best self shine. So that's the first message for today, okay? Stay tuned for the next one. I want to give you some special advice now in this next segment. When you're a full-time chiropractor, 50, 60 years, I've seen over 1 million visits, I did the math. You have to be, in my opinion, a doctor who has a personality that connects with the patient. Your patients say to me, my surgeon was a good surgeon, but had no bedside personality. Not acceptable to me. Any doctor, I don't care how smart they are, has to work on their personality to connect, to listen with the patient. So I think this job has taught me to become a good listener. Patients will say this to me. I just moved here from Minnesota or Chicago or New Jersey or Florida even, they're moving back. And I told this chiropractor down there, don't crack my neck. The chiropractor cracks their neck anyway. So the patient comes to me, and I always ask these new people from out of state, tell me both the good and the bad of your past chiropractic experience. So if they say, I like this part, I try to duplicate that. If they say, I don't want my neck cracked, I don't crack their neck. So any chiropractors watching this show, if a patient says to you, don't crack my neck, my advice is, it's the patient's body. Listen to them. Don't do it. I know what you're thinking. You're going to think, I'm the doctor. I'm going to surprise them. I'm going to crack the heck out of their neck. They're going to feel so much better. They're going to love me. They go home and they tell all their neighbors that this chiropractor did not listen to me. He was too rough. I'm never going back again. And that's why I do these TV shows. Behind the scenes to tell the truth about. Listen to your patients. If you're a medical doctor, if you're a neurologist, I hear it all the time. My doctor doesn't listen to me. Healthcare these days, a lot of doctors have to put it on their computers. Their HMOs manage where they have 7 minutes. So they almost want to tell the patient, don't even talk to me about your personal things. Let's just boom, 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 and they're out of there. go to a doctor who has the compassion to say, I am not going to be controlled by these HMOs. There are some patients I see in 2 or 3 minutes. There are some people 15 or 20 minutes if they have to talk to me about the death of a loved one, or an addiction of their child, or their own depression or anxiety. So in today's world, number one, look for a doctor of any specialty that you need who will connect with you. You always first call, of course, to see, will their insurance cover you? I know how people think. They don't want to pay cash to see me if the next guy covers insurance. We cover, for example, Geisinger Family and AmeriHealth, the 2 government plans. Guess why we're the only chiropractic office in this whole area that covers that insurance? Here's the facts. Our normal fee is $40. The government pays us $13. So these local chiropractors will call me. Why are you accepting a $13 patient when you can make room for a $40 patient? I don't look at that. Yes, I have overhead. I have a lot of payroll, I was born to help people. So even if that $13, because you know what happens to be business-wise? That $13 patient, if you want to look at it that way, they might bring their wife to me. They'll tell their neighbor about me. Someone in a car accident. So to me, the money all falls into place. And you don't hear doctors talking like this, but this is behind the scenes. So if you have AmeriHealth or Geisinger, ask your local chiropractor, why don't you accept my insurance? He's not going to say because it doesn't pay enough. Why don't some hospitals accept it? Because it doesn't pay enough. They got to pay their expenses. I am blessed. Being the busiest guy in this town for all of these years, I was able to pay off my debts. So it doesn't bother me if people come with these weaker insurances. So find a doctor that accepts your insurance. Find a doctor who will listen to you. You know, we were voted many years as the best office in town. I think we have a nice, safe location. I think we have good off-street parking. You know, who wants to go to a doctor that if it's pouring down rain or snowing and you have to park 2 blocks away? But I think the last show she said it. She feels like she's part of a family when she comes here. I try very hard to connect with my staff. Little bonuses, little dinners, little conversations. So it's not the money why my staff works here. I hope they all feel that we are part of a team that changes people's lives. So when they answer the phone, I instruct them, smile. There's a tone of voice you get over the phone. When they come here, shake their hand and look them in the eyes. Let them know that we see them. Some offices, I called this office and gosh, the front desk girl must have been in a bad mood. So I listen to all those little things. We try our best at this office to listen to you, to cover your insurance. I do all this paperwork to do, car insurance billings. But I listen to the patient. I give them the type of adjustment they want. And I'm not afraid to challenge them, to tell them, don't sleep on their stomach. I don't care how hard it is. You must stop cracking your own neck and stop stretching the neck. You have to stop crossing your legs and don't sleep on a couch. All these little challenges I give them. Those patients eventually say, wow, by listening to his advice, they don't have to come here as often. Because the beauty of chiropractic, it's not just changing someone from not needing neck surgery or not needing back surgery. It's the maintenance. When they come back to me every month or every 2 or 3 months, they maintain their health and they keep healthy for 20, 30 years. So if you're seeing another chiropractor right now, don't just go till you feel better. To continue to go because chiropractic maintains the body. Like you maintain a car or you weed a garden, you feed a garden, you maintain it. So I love being a chiropractor. I want to be here 20 years. Now in the next segment, I'll give you some idea as to what's going to happen in the future in this office. So take a little break. Hey everybody, this is the last segment of the show, but let's look at the big picture for a minute. I was a young athlete playing basketball and soccer at Hayfie back in 73, 74. Ruptured a disc. Nobody could help me. I went to different orthopedic doctors and physical therapists, and for 2-3 years, numbness down my legs. I had to sleep on the floor, crutches in high school. All my friends today are amazed by how active and beautiful my life is. Chiropractic changed my life. The Lord Jesus changed who I am also. But chiropractically, I not only got adjusted, I keep my spine tuned up. And then my discs have healed totally on an MRI. I have no sciatica, no back pain at all. And I'm 67 years old. So though I pray the Lord gives me 20 more years, here's what I plan to do though. There's a good friend who wants to join me in a year and a half. He'll be an associate. My son is in chiropractic college. He will join me also in about 2.5 years. I will cut back my hours. But my brain, I love the challenge of being a good detective, of helping those patients where most chiropractors don't. Because I listen to their stories and I know what investigative questions to ask. How they sleep. What are they doing at work? How are they sitting watching TV? All those little things that make a big difference in people's lives. So here's the vision for this office. I stay healthy, God willing. The Lord has been with me all of these years. This friend of mine will join our practice in about a year and a half. I'll cut back maybe from 55 hours to 30 hours a week. Then when I'm 70, my son will graduate. I will still cut back maybe 20 hours a week. So some of my best loving patients who say you better never retire, I will keep them. But all the new people will see these 2 new associates that will come on. We have 3 massage therapists. We have lasers, massage, our own x-ray machine. So we're fully equipped, not just to fix a small little problem that a patient might have, but when you have a chronic disc problem or a herniated disc from trauma like a car accident or a work-related injury, we have learned to get the spine in alignment gently, laser that disc, massage the muscle. 3-4 months of gentle care it takes. Surgeries are canceled. The body heals. The patient is returned to work, and for many years, they're good, but they come back every month or 2. Because if they're off a little bit, tune up here, tune up there, and those of you who see a chiropractor, you understand that maintenance process is the beauty of chiropractic. And I know how some Hazeltonians are thinking, Doc, I want to save money. I don't want to go until I need it. What they mean by that, until a crisis situation. A guy came in today, all bent over, his right leg is numb, he comes back every 6 months. And I said, John, if you keep coming once every 6 months, your disc is going to get further and further damaged. And one day those are the patients who need back surgery. So though he travels a distance to come here, I challenged him. Come every week for a month, get rid of the pain. Then come every 2 months for life. And that way his disc will stay good, his back will stay strong. He will never miss work like he's doing now. He won't miss golf like he's doing now. He can take vacations and never have a problem. So you have a choice. Spend your money on pizza and whatever you want to spend it on, or budget just a little bit on chiropractic care. Remember, when I was a student at Pittsburgh University, a judge sat me down. I used to cut his grass and prune his roses. This wealthy judge in Pittsburgh, a beautiful mansion he had, he said after being a judge on the bench for 40 years, the best advice he could give me is to invest in my health. He says, John, if you have a healthy body, you then have a healthy mind, and you can fight the challenges of life. So as you listen to this, if you are sad and depressed and full of anger, get physically healthy. Get your rest. Get a good meal. See whatever doctor you need, but get your physical health. Then you could get your mental health. As you get your mental health, then you're positive and strong, regardless of whatever storm throws at you. If you lost your house right now in Florida, some are going to be resilient. They will overcome it. Some are going to just give up. So you must keep a proper mental attitude all through life, because you never know when the next storm of life will come. So in conclusion, I love being here. I pray the Lord continues to bless me. I love helping people, but we will be here as time goes on with future chiropractors. I am picky about the chiropractors I let in this office. I just seen some chiropractic care that I will not agree with. I just seen how it hurts patients. I don't want that type of chiropractic in this office. So choose a chiropractic technique that you like. If you like your both backs cracked and your necks cracked back and forth, go to them. But as you get older, you will notice that that rough style is too much for you. I get patients every week that are injured, and they'll say, for 30 years I could tolerate that, but now it's too much. And they come and they say, you know what? Your technique, it's more specific. It's not rough. I'm not sore at all after the adjustment, but it still gives people beautiful results. So for those of you who don't even believe in chiropractic, I respect that. I was once in your shoes. Some people don't need chiropractors. But if you have any backaches or neck aches or headaches or sciatica, seek a chiropractor. Open your mind like I did. It changed my life. And that's why I have passion to be here. We're here on a Saturday on a 70-degree sunny day. I choose to do this show now when no phones are ringing so I can change people's lives. So thank you so much for watching these shows.